Sports for Real with Coach Hall. Ever since Colorado was destroyed by Oregon last Saturday by the tune of 42-6, a lot of people have come out of the woodworks to talk down on Deion Sanders and his current progress at the University of Colorado. Never forget that this team finished 1-11 last year, and they've already won 3 games, which means that Sanders has already won. But there's talk of coaches banding together to try to destroy what he has built. What do I mean by banding together? Well, the coaches that are playing against Colorado are getting unsolicited calls from other coaches in the country on how to beat this team. They want to destroy this team and put them back in their place, especially the coach. But if you think about that, when does it ever happen where you, as a coach who's preparing for one opponent, have to stop and take time to go help another team defeat an opponent just because you don't like? But the problem with that is you're not paid to coach somebody else's team, and you still have a game to play. What if you lose? So if you give the information to help somebody else win, they win, and your team loses, what have you gained? What you have done is put yourself in a bad situation. But this is the talk of what's going around about people calling Colorado opponents trying to find a way to beat the Buffaloes. Well, given the fast start and all the attention that this team has gotten, you know that the media is famous for several things. But the one thing that they're consistently famous for is building somebody up, giving them a lot of attention, and as soon as they falter a little bit, they try to destroy them. Now that Colorado has lost that game in Oregon, now people are coming out of the woodwork talking about how much of a train wreck this program really is. Take Jason Whitlock, for example. The man came out of his mouth to say that because Deion was a cover corner, he cannot possibly teach another team or teach a football team how to play physical because he wasn't playing physical himself. So let's think about this. There are lots of coaches who have not played any kind of football, especially in physical positions, but they have built physical teams and won a lot of games. But because you play cover corner, that means that you can't build a team. Does that make sense to you? Certainly not to me, but this is the kind of backlash Sanders is getting from the media. But I'm going to tell you, like I told you before, this man is playing chess while you guys are playing checkers. He's already seen what was going to take place long before it happened. When he came out with that radical program to overhaul his roster using the transfer portal, he knew that he was going to have a lot of detractors. But he's also very close with Coach Saban. So you had to know that Coach Saban had some kind of idea about what was going to take place. Plus, he probably gave his blessing on it. He has highly praised Saban in public. He did it on 60 Minutes, and if you ask him publicly in person, he'll probably tell you the same thing. This guy thinks highly of Saban, and Saban thinks highly of him. So he's not doing anything that's not been blessed by either some of the coaches he favors, plus his athletic director. So again, this guy is playing chess. Everybody else, especially the media, is now playing checkers. They think because he lost one game, they're going to fall apart. Well, I got news for you. There's more whippings to come. This weekend, it has the possibility of going off the rails again. But he's not undaunted because they're going to have time after the season. They're going to fill their holes. They're going to get Travis Hunter. He's going to come back in his 3rd year, prime for the pros. The son is going to come back strong at quarterback. He's going to be prime for the pros. And then you have Shiloh. He's going to be playing better ball on the defensive end. So this team, they're going to go to the portal, and they're going to fill all those holes that they're missing now. They're going to get those offensive linemen that they need. They're going to get bigger defensive linemen to stop the run. They're going to come back, and they're going to be in championship form. And I tell you something else. There's no Pac-12 next year. He doesn't have to play Oregon. He doesn't have to play USC. He's going to be going to the Big 12 to take on teams like TCU, which he knows he can beat, the Kansas States, the Texas Techs, all these teams he can play with right now. So if he gets the right players and goes on a run, what makes you think that Colorado, at the very least, should make the playoffs, can't make a run to win the whole thing. That's what all these coaches are afraid of. They don't want an upstart, somebody who played the game, who's brash and flashy like Sanders was and he is, come in and do something that they haven't done and they've been trying to do it for years. This is the reason why they don't like this guy and they want to see him fall. But I got news for you. You got 2 years to get this guy. You got 1 year to beat him up now, and then you got another year to deal with that championship run they're going to make. And the good part about all of you haters, the likelihood of him sticking around after that second year is very remote, in my opinion, because again, his sons will be gone, Travis Hunter will be gone, and there's really no reason to stay because his point will have been proven. Just like he told you at Jackson State, get me now. Because once I get rolling, which he didn't say, it's going to be hard for you to beat me. Sports for real.